So today I want to discuss a little bit about pleadings. Pleadings are the official court documents each party files with the court, explaining their position, the facts, the legal issues, and just giving an overview of what's actually being claimed in the case. As a client or prospective client, when you walk into a lawyer's office and say you want to sue someone, if you're the party wanting to sue, you're what's known as the plaintiff. And the plaintiff, the first document the plaintiff files is what's known as the statement of claim. In this statement of claim, this is where you allege the facts according to you. You allege the legal issues, and you make a claim for what's known as damages. So this is civil litigation. So you make a monetary claim, most times for damages. And you explain, basically your side of the story. So once you file the claim, you have to serve it on what's known as the defendant. And so that's the person you're making the claim against. In Ontario, the plaintiff has to file the claim and then serve the claim on the defendant. From there, the defendant has 20 days to file what's known as the defense. And so in the defense, that's where the defendant is either going to deny, admit, or just flat out say they don't know what the plaintiff is talking about. And the defense is a chance for the defendant to explain his or her side of the story. Oftentimes with the defense, you might just deny everything, and just to get something out there, you might just deny all of the claims that the plaintiff is making. Usually a better way to go about it is to either admit the things that you have to admit, this is court, you have to be honest, or deny certain allegations, and then give your side, or give your version of events, or the facts as you tell them. What the defendant can also do is what's known as a counterclaim. So the counterclaim is where, as a defendant, you're being sued. However, you also have a claim against the plaintiff. So, you're defending against the statement of claim, and then as a defendant, you're actually filing your own claim, which is known as the counterclaim. So here you're telling again your version of the facts, what occurred, and you're asking for your damages or whatever relief you're seeking. After the plaintiff is served with the defense, the plaintiff can choose to either move on to the next stage of the litigation, which is discovery, which I'll touch on in a later video, or the plaintiff can file what's known as a reply. So here you're replying to the defense. If there's things in the defense that you want to correct, at least from your point of view, or you want to respond to, the reply is where you get your chance as a plaintiff to do so. Other than that, if you're served with a counterclaim as a plaintiff, you do have to respond to this, and so you're going to put forth what's known as a defense to counterclaim. It's the same thing as basically a defense to a statement of claim. Defense or counterclaim, you're just giving your side of the events or what's being alleged. You're either denying what's being alleged, you're admitting what is factual, or you're claiming you have no idea what is being alleged. After the plaintiff delivers the defense to counterclaim, the litigation proceeds from there and moves on to the discovery phase. Like I said before, the discovery is a whole separate process, which we'll touch on a later video. But for now, pleadings is essentially a statement of claim from the plaintiff, a defense from the defendant, either a counterclaim from the defendant, or also from the plaintiff, a reply. Also part of the pleadings, although it's lesser used, but still a valid tool, is what's known as a cross claim or a third party claim. So a cross claim is when a defendant in an action makes a claim against another defendant in the same action, right? So as you can imagine, as a defendant, you're being sued. alongside, however many other people. And as part of your defense, you're saying, wait, I didn't do what's being alleged. But actually, the defendant here is partly responsible for what's being alleged. And that's what's known as a cross-claim. So a defendant is really claiming against another defendant and, almost like blaming that defendant for whatever is being alleged by the plaintiff. Third-party claim is when a defendant is being sued again and wants to bring in a party that isn't already part of the action, right? So plaintiff is suing a defendant, and defendant, as part of the defense, denies or acknowledges certain things, but part of the defense is actually this party who's not currently in action is at fault or partly at fault or caused me to do X, which led to this. And so you're going to bring in another party, and that's known as a third-party claim. And so after all those documents are properly served and filed, parties move on to the next stage of civil litigation, and that's discovery. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this segment. Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave some comments. Let us know what you liked. If you have any questions, what you'd like to see in future videos, and just anything else you want to let us know. We look forward to reading and responding to each and every one of your comments.